welcome back to The Rush. Well, in a complete role reversal, we're going to talk about a topic that makes me uncomfortable.
You're squirming.
But you're totally cool with it.
I'm totally fine with it. I mean,
Okay.
it's just a normal, natural thing.
I'm going to get over my complex with our next guest because she is an inspirational speaker and teacher and author, Sara Avant Stover. What are we talking about?
We're talking about women's menstrual cycles.
I can't talk about this.
Wow,
which I call our moon
like
cycles.
You call them what?
Our moon cycles.
Okay, I can handle moon cycles.
Yeah.
Why is this uncomfortable for me and many other people to talk about, even though I claim to be a grown-up of some sort?
It's a very taboo part of our lives as women. It's something we don't even talk about with our girlfriends, with our mothers, with our daughters. And it's a messy, uncomfortable part of being a woman.
But I mean, I was reading, I think, on your website about the term "the curse," right? Which we hear all your life, and when you think about it, you're actually absolutely right. I mean, why is it called a curse? It's a totally normal functioning thing of body, right? But it's just been given this thing, and I think that contributes to people kind of feeling uncomfortable about it. I would guess. I mean, is that?
Yeah, there's actually a really startling statistic that 4 out of 5 women consider their periods to be something that they would rather live without. So 4 out of 5 women consider their periods to be a curse.
Well, I guess a lot of people that they do have it. It does feel like a curse because I do have some girlfriends that suffer from such extreme PMS that they have to stay home. They can't even deal with life. So what can you do to make your life better if you are one of those people? Yeah,
well, first we need to reverse our idea that this is a curse, because actually our periods are like the center point of our health as women. Our periods tell us a lot about how we're doing in the rest of our lives. If our jobs are too stressful, if we're in the wrong kind of relationship, if we have low self-esteem, if we're not taking care of ourselves, exercising right and eating well, then we have PMS. Then we have problems with our cycles. So the first thing to do is start to actually notice, how is my cycle? What kind of symptoms do I have? Is it irregular? Do I have cramps? Do I have bloating? Do I have breast tenderness? All of these sorts of things, so just to build awareness.
And I think, I mean, it seems to me that like there are all kinds of medications these days. I mean, the birth control pill and all kinds of things that you know, they have one function, obviously, but it seems like there's also the other function of like it's like the pharmaceutical industry has got they got the period on the run. Like it's like, you know, you don't get your period, or you're going to get it less, or it's going to be, you know, it's like. And what's your opinion about having like these medications and how it's sort of like basically it seems to me, and again, I'm obviously not an expert on this, but it seems to me like it's something that's trying to stop the body from doing that. It's trying to say to women, hey, look, you don't have to have this anymore. Take this pill. Right?
Yeah, and there are certain companies that say that women should be the same way every day of the month. And the whole point is that we're not. That each month we move through, actually the 4 seasons. We move through a winter, we move through a spring, a summer, and a fall. And the winter is our times of our periods where we need to rest. Right. So if women start to look at, well, how can I rest during my period when my energy is the lowest, when I'm the most sensitive, start to do that, then we might need to eradicate other forms of medication.
Right. And you mentioned right off the top calling it moon cycles. Maybe you can go back to explaining what exactly do you mean by that?
Yes, well, prior to the Industrial Revolution, with the introduction of all this artificial light, we as women just naturally bled in harmony with the cycles of the moon. So on the new moon, which is actually synchronistically today, this was the time when women would get their periods. And we would ovulate on the full moon. And it's when we move hormonally in these cycles that correspond with the moon that actually a lot of these symptoms that we're talking about just disappear.
So being crazy during full moons is not actually far off?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be crazy, but that's the time of the month when we as women can be more extroverted and excited and, you know, just go out into the world and give our gifts, whereas on the new moon, this is the time when we want to turn more inwards.
It's these kind of things that, you know, make me realize once again how basic and stupid the male animal is. I mean, we're just like basic. We're a basic model, right? There's just nothing, you know, there's nothing really complex with us. We're just sort of food, and that's it. And you know, it's
well,
incredible.
I agree that you're basic, but you're not.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing.
You're
okay,
very
thank
simple.
You,
you have an on-off switch,
yes,
which
I do.
I greatly
Yes.
appreciate as a woman. But we have, like, we as women have these complex kind of dashboards that we need to get to know better, and that the men that we're in relationship with need to understand better as well.
How important is that, to be with a man who does understand that sort of thing, and instead of just hiding it all and pretending it doesn't exist?
It's hugely important, and it's our responsibility as women to help our men to do that, because most couples, we get in arguments, big blowouts during our PMS week.
No, come
That
on,
never
that's
happens, right,
insane.
Robin?
That
No.
is insane.
So if you start to track, like, okay, so when do we have our biggest fights? It's most likely going to fall in that week.
So how can you prevent that?
So
go on vacation that week.
Yeah.
Go on vacation that week. Once a month, no. But to sit down and actually, as a woman, take responsibility and see, well, when is my PMS week? And rather than having it be some arbitrary thing that just kind of sideswipes you, to put it on your calendar so you can start to plan your life around it, and have a shared calendar with your partner, whether that's
They
on the
know when to
wall.
walk on eggshells.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Not necessarily walk on eggshells, but you know that you need to relate to each other a little bit differently than you do on other days.
And when you did mention being tired and that sort of thing, is that common for everyone? Is there something that you can do to be less tired and less fatigued once a month?
Well, it's actually a good thing.
Is it?
Yeah, because we need to move through these cycles of rest and stillness and activity. So we live in a world where it's very much go, 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 go all the time. It's a very masculine rhythm. Mm-hmm. So what we're learning how to do here...
So it is your fault.
What have I told you? Everything is my fault.
So, but as men and women, we both need to also find these feminine rhythms of coming into stillness and quietness, and then moving back out into that go, go, go. But that's not how we are every day of the month.
Never will we be the same as women every day of the month. That is a fact. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you want to find out more about Sara, you can go to her website. It is on the screen for you right now. We're going to take a quick break.
See, that wasn't so bad.
It wasn't so bad. No, I'm still going to be awkward about it. Come on, me. At this point, I'm not going to change. Nor should I. Because I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
Every day of the month.
Okay.
We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this. So go away. That was great. Thank you.
Cool.